Alrighty, top of the morning, folks. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing swell. This is going to be Garden Pals number 84, if you can believe it or not, for Tuesday, November 30th, last day of November. Holy smokes, December time. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. That's crazy. Time really does fly when you're getting drunk with your friends. No, but so hope you enjoyed the Thanksgiving Day podcast as much as we did. Had a lot of fun during that. And then also the Fritz podcast, which was the one for Monday, the 29th. Me and Fritz, we had a lot of good goofs and gaffs during that one. That was a good little podcast. I enjoyed that. Hopefully it was just as pleasurable to receive as it was to give there. Pitch, receive, pitch and catch, give and receive. Yeah, that was fun. Both of them were fun. So we did the Thanksgiving episode that was actually on a Saturday evening, demon time, if you will. You know that. I know that. Saturday nights are no good. They really are not any good for anybody. They're not good for anybody's health, a Saturday night. No one's ever eating something healthy on a Saturday night. Nobody's ever doing anything that they're necessarily proud of. Nobody's doing anything on a Saturday night that they would share with their parents. Fucking, but yeah, we did that podcast Saturday night. So much fun. So much laughs, goofs, gaffs. Bob and Mr. Christian came over for the Thanksgiving podcast. Bob brought himself over a bottle of red wine. Very holiday, very festive. Love to, Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving. Not a huge wine guy. I think me and Christian have said that on here. I don't think I've ever really drank wine by choice, like just purchasing it myself. But if someone's got it, I'll have it, and the one that Bob brought, that was actually pretty tasty. I think because most of the wine that I drink is fucking Barefoot, and a fucking Barefoot, whatever, the kangaroo one tastes like fucking piss. So yeah, I think this was an actual real deal kind of wine, and then of course we just drank it out of regular shitty cups. But yeah, it was pretty good. My mom, a lover of wines, just wine, no other beverages at all. Box wine advocate. I tried, her wine tastes like fucking kerosene. I think that's why wine initially had a bad rap in my book. But I was able to put that aside, and me, Christian, and Bob shared some wine together as friends, and had a little chit-chat, paddywhack, and and that was we had a really good time. And you could tell from the beginning we were drinking, which I'm not a huge advocate of drinking on the podcast, but hey, or at least myself, because I don't know, I don't like to be a little bit less sharp than my already dullness, Don't want to put myself at any more of a disadvantage here, but I put that aside for this here holiday episode, and I hope it paid off. You can tell everybody's faces, they kept getting progressively more red throughout, which is hilarious. And I was definitely a little bit buzzed by the end. I think we all were. Good times. And yeah, a little bubbly, little whiny drunky. And since I already had that base going for me, that red wine base had me feeling a little loopy. And of course I'm with the boys. What else are you gonna do? Ready to fucking party, ready to fucking rage. And so that's what we decided to do. Went over to Mr. Tanner's house and had ourselves a little hoot, all my rowdy friends. I had some beers left in my fridge from when I went to the Bills game. That whole mess of a situation, if you will. That whole hodgepodge, snickle fritz. And that was 3 weeks ago, if you remember. And so that's when the beer that was left in my fridge was from. Literally had not been touched for 3 weeks. And what I had left in there was kind of a hodgepodge, mixed bag, grocery list of beers. I had one PBR pounder, the Lord's Nectar, and then I grabbed 4 Bud Light oranges and left a couple just in case I needed that morning pick me up. And I don't know if you're an alcoholic that just finishes all the beer once you get it initially, at the point of purchase, which I normally do, but a beer that has sat in a fridge for even a week, let alone a week, 3 weeks, they are not it, folks. They are not it. And I hope you haven't had the displeasure. I don't know if it's that. I don't know, but I just hope you haven't had to taste a beer that's been sitting in a fridge for 3 weeks. Not cracked. Obviously, I'm not a fucking maniac. But yeah, still just not open, but when they just sit around. And especially, I guess the PBR that sat in the fridge for 3 weeks was better tasting than the Bud Light Orange, probably. I don't know if it has something to do with the flavoring, different flavors, flavor savor. But yeah, you crack them and they're just those 3 week fridge beers. They're just, I don't even know how I could describe them. I'm not a IPA douchebag who has a vocabulary for such things, but I would just say they're kind of very dull tasting. Like you crack it open and it doesn't even have that. I don't even know. Just dull. Yeah, just kind of, because like you drink a beer and it kind of has that little bit of carbonation, kind of burns a little bit initially as you're drinking it. There's like none of that. It's just super it's a castrated beer. That's what a 3-week-old beer is. Castrated. No cojones on it. Just a very shitty, it's like a flat pop, but in beer form. That's exactly what it is. But either way, I didn't feel like going to the store. I'm a lazy piece of shit. So I kept my fucking mummified beers, my geezer level beers, my nursing home, my beers that should have been in the nursing home. Took them with my happy ass with the boys. And I feel like whenever I'm drinking, I don't anticipate, how could I even say this? And I don't think you are the same way as or maybe you are, but I feel like when I'm drinking, I feel like as I'm drinking it, that's the level drunk that I'm going to stay at. I don't anticipate for the level of drunkenness to increase as I keep drinking. I feel like, okay, I'm here and I'm drinking this beer. that's where it's going to stay. And this literally happens every time I drink. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fine right now. I'm just going to keep drinking. I feel like it won't get that compound interest, which, if you know anything about alcohol, it does. And it will smack you across the face. Not necessarily, but if you're drinking relatively high speeds, you might just surprise yourself. And I was drinking me damn beer. I drank my pounder, and then my 4 Bud Light oranges, which, mind you, were not refreshing at all. They were cold weather is not flavored beer weather, not Bud Light lime weather at all. That's a summer beverage. I've said it once. I'll say it again. It is cold weather is heavy, I don't know, Molson Canadian Labatt weather. Maybe, maybe not, or at least, just not flavored. So I drank all mine, and then Bob had some Michelob Ultralight that was fresh from the Levin, and I bummed a couple off him. God bless his soul. And then we went out on a mission, because if you know anything about having a little buzz going, there's that little demon in the back of your head. I know you got that demon in the back of your head, the dart demon, the cigarette drunk cig demon. And he shows his face sometimes more than others in certain circumstances with certain people. But he reared his little ugly head this specific night, Saturday night, demon time, and the boys just wanted a dart. And what did the boys get? When you request one, you get what you ask for. And that's what we got. I think they might have been some, what were they? Marb Reds, Marby Barbies. It had to be a Marb Red. Judging by the taste, that was literally the taste that was cemented into my mouth the morning after, had to have been a Marb Red. Can't remember, though, if you had a gun to my head. So I had those, and then they were all going out, and I was tired because I was awake pretty early that morning. And I was already tired the whole day to begin with, so I went, took my happy ass home. That's how you know you've had a good night, if you just go straight to bed after being out. No shower, no brushing of the teeth, just super scoundrel vibes. No, none of that hygiene when you're at that level of drunkenness. But what the fuck are you gonna do? Yeah. So then I woke up, and then, like I was just elaborating on a minute and a half ago, had that. Once I woke up, probably 8 a.m. Went to bed at probably 8:30. Woke up at like 8 a.m. with that dry mouth. We've all been there. You've been there. I've been there. Even without the drunk dart, when you're hungover, you still are just dried out. So I think the dart, maybe 2x the dryness of the mouth, and you got the hand smell too from the cigarettes. Are just, geez, it's amazing how they can really just smell up an area. They really can. So I woke up 8 a.m. hungover as hell. Hadn't drank in literally almost 3 weeks. Almost had it. Almost had that 21-day mark. It was probably day 20. Had to have been day 20. But what are you gonna do? Someone's got to do it sometime. Daddy's got to go to work sometimes. So that's what I did. Woke up hungover as hell. Got my happy ass in the shower. You guessed it, shower beer, baby. And was running a hot shower at first. And I don't know why I thought hot showers usually make a hangover feel better, because I was thinking about trying to, um, you know, cross contaminate, correlate my between like a fucking hot tub and how you usually get drunk quicker in a hot tub versus a hot shower. I thought there would be some kind of correlation value there. Maybe there is. I don't fucking know. I'm also not a fucking scientist. I'm just an alcoholic. And so yeah, I was doing the hot shower and then I was like, geez, I feel way worse. This beer tastes fucking horrible. So then I cranked it cold, baby. Cold shower. And that mixed with the shitty stale beer and then the Tylenol 325 milligram, that kind of set me straight. I was ready to fucking dig a hole to China. That's what I was ready to do after that cold shower. Love a cold shower. That's the cold shower and the shower beer, that will set you up to run a Fortune 500 company if you are hungover. And yeah, of course I had no appetite. Didn't drink any water pretty much the morning, because you just can't even do it. It's like it's not even an option to be like, I should drink or eat something right now. It's like, fucking forget about it. Then I think, yeah, the morning after, Sunday, Lord's Day, had my Dunkin' Donuts breakfast sandwich. I think Dunkin' Donuts has the best breakfast sandwich out of any fast food restaurant in the game. Quote me on that. I don't give a fuck. If you disagree, fucking kill yourself. No. But they probably do, and if you think otherwise, you're wrong. I don't care. You're fucking wrong. Dunkin' Donuts has the best bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant on this lovely planet. You might be asking yourself, but Kyle, what about Tim Hortons? And I would say if this was 5 or 6 years ago, I would have probably said Tim Hortons, bacon, egg, and cheese on a fucking croissant. But something to do with Tim Hortons getting bought out by Burger King a couple years ago. I think the shift might have even happened in 2016, fucking the Lord year, believe it or not. But whenever there is, or whenever I have a breakfast sandwich from Tim fucking Hortons now, don't even get me started on the coffee. We're not going to talk about that. I'm not going to bring those bad vibes to this fucking platform. I just won't do it. But the fucking breakfast sandwiches at Tim Hortons, if you take a bite out of it and you look at the fucking egg, I've done this twice. This has happened to me twice. This isn't a fluke. It's backed by science. If you take a bite of Tim Hortons breakfast sandwich, inside of the egg yolk, there's always something that's like fucking green on the inside of it. And I don't know what the fuck it is. It doesn't necessarily... Well, I don't know. It probably does taste weird if you just chewed on that specific part, but it's fucking gross. The eggs are just like hard. They say that they use fresh cracked eggs, but that's gotta be fucking snake oil. But yeah. Weird. It's almost like a rubbery egg, and then it has little green spores, spots on the fucking egg. It's fucking ridiculous. Like I said, it's happened to me twice. I'm not fucking crazy. You're crazy. Stir crazy. But yeah, Dunkin' Donuts, superior breakfast sandwich. And don't even tell me you're one of those motherfuckers that'll get a sausage, egg, and cheese over a bacon, egg, and cheese. Don't do that to yourself. But yeah, so that's what I had on Sunday, the Lord's Day, my hangover day. Dunkin' Donuts, bacon, egg, and cheese. croissant with the little fucking tater tot hash brown things that you have, or that they have at Dunkin', and you put the fucking tater tots inside the sandwich, and it makes your hangover day a little bit better, because that is just the Rolls Royce of fast food breakfast sandwiches. And then, same day, Sunday, Lord's Day, I did a fucking flu game podcast with Fritz. That I think we did that podcast like 11 a.m. So it wasn't that bad. I'm using hyperbole when I say it's my flu game, but it kind of was, I guess, when it first started. I was still a little bit of the monkey on my back of the hangover. And what was I? Yeah, so a little bit of my Jordan flu game, not trying to brag, but I gotta provide for all the lovely listeners of this here podcast. Sometimes you gotta take sacrifices when you're, a family man. You gotta go to work every day. When you fucking are hungover, sometimes you gotta do a podcast with your friends. And then, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. What Papa always said. Papa Kyle always said. And then, so I did the flu game podcast. Went well. I had a good time. Me and Fritz were laughing our fucking balls off. And then that almost eliminated my whole hangover. And then, yeah, it wasn't that bad. Until Bills versus the fucking Colts. We got fucking molested. We got raped by the Colts. They fucking ruined everything. Ruined my Sunday. Ruined my Lord's Day. Practically brought the hangover back after it had dissipated. Might as well have, since of how fucking how heartbreaking it was. Heartburn. It was heartache. That's what it was. Yeah, that was fucking horrible. Yeah, first the Tennessee game. Then we fucked the Jets, but then we're just back to where it started. Just got fucking rammed in the fucking anal by the goddamn Colts. I'm starting to get that attachment to the Bills, which is nice, but I guess it's also a curse when you becoming, kind of a solidified fan, still getting my feet wet into this whole football thing. But yeah, glad to be on board with the Bills, but it also is a death note and an easy route to depression and having a gray cloud over your life when the Bills just got fucked by fucking Indiana, out of all places. What the fuck even goes on in Indiana? Reggie Miller, old Paul George, yeah, that's about it. Fuck Indiana. Fuck the Colts. And then you always see people on Twitter talking shit about the Bills, bringing up stats. And, then you just, after the Bills lose, then you just sit in your room in the dark, and then you wish everybody who spoke ill of the Bills would die in a fiery car crash and have their loved ones have to watch the car crash. That's what you wish for anybody in opposition of the Bills. I wish you a fiery car crash death. And speaking, segue alert to death. Bad news on the cast, folks. Real bad news on the cast I received this weekend. This was what day? I think this was Saturday I received this news. Bad news Bears. Don't mean to hope this doesn't kill your vibes for the day, folks, but my old Graham, dementia grandma, who I've mentioned a million times on this here podcast. I think I might have even called it if you reference back a couple episodes. Poor granny bit the dirt. God damn it. The Canadian Lord took her away. The fuck you gonna do? She was a good lady. Great lady. Let's talk about grandma for a second, I guess. Haven't seen her since probably fucking 2018, 2019. She was in some kind of senior, assisted living apartment complex over there in Welland, Ontario. The Rose City, right there across the border. But before that, she had her own apartment. Like I was talking about my pedophile uncle, who is a ghost hunter. She lived above him. She had a cool little apartment, little bachelor pad. She had the fucking plastic covering all of the fucking furniture. Yeah, that's pretty much just a normal old Canadian grandma apartment. Had some paintings on the wall that she did. She used to paint some shit. And then she got put into that, not really a home, but it's kind of just a fucking, kind of a thing where they gather up all the old people, and I think that they beat them there. All the nursing home neglect. But no, she was chilling there. That was the last time I visited her, though, in that assisted living program. And, yeah, bad bitch my grandma was. R.i.p. Graham. She always used to get me for Christmas these, like, chocolate-covered cherries. They were fucking horrible. I think I ate one once. And I was like, this is the shittiest thing I've ever put in my mouth. Ever. This is fucking horrible. So then... But she persisted and would get me that every Christmas, and usually $100 bill, Bill Clinton. And, yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, what else would she do? I don't fucking know. I think her phone number, she had like a super weird phone number that was like 888, like, just like, a phone number with a repeating number throughout almost the whole thing. So I guess whenever she would call my dad, he used to think that it was like a fucking telemarketer, so he wouldn't answer it. His mother. And, yeah, born in Nova Scotia. Yeah, I think she grew up on a farm. Used to tell me about that sometimes. But, yeah, what the fuck you gonna do? Can't be a bad bitch forever. You gotta get fucking laid down in the dirt eventually. And, that's what happened to her. No COVID, though. No COVID, though. Just that dementia. Dementia. And, the fuck you gonna do, folks? But yeah, wrapping up, Garden Pals number 84 for Tuesday, the 30th of November, the last day of November. Getting ready to head into December. I hope Santa Claus comes down your chimney and gives you lots of amazing presents. I hope you've been a good boy or a good girl. I know I have been a good boy. I've been a very good boy. And yeah, I think I'm going to ask, what am I going to ask for Christmas? Maybe maybe some. I was gonna say socks, but that's like the stupid thing when you're younger. You're like, oh, I always used to get socks, and then I fucking eventually when I got older, I'm like, oh yeah, I actually like getting socks. That's like what everybody says. And that's what my dad always used to get me. Now he doesn't get me socks anymore. When you need him the most, he doesn't come through, folks. um, but yeah, I actually had a couple other things I wanted to get into, but I will save those for next time. I had fun with this. This one was a hoot. I think I was on a roll a little bit there until I had to halt the podcast with my shocking death in the family story. Hope I didn't damper your vibes for the day. But thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you have a splendid day. Your last day of November. I hope it's a good one.